Once they turn that music off, won't be able to hear a damn thing. What's that? Wait. Yeah, why you still haven't turned the music off?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Just checking to make sure everyone can hear me. Matt will be bringing coach and players. It looks like our order tonight is going to be Luka Garza, then Coach McCaffery, and then Joe Wieskamp. So until Matt tells me any different, we'll go with that. Reminder that basketball media availability this week will be Wednesday at 2 p.m. Once we get started, if you'll raise your hand and I'll call on you. And if you have anything, if I'm not seeing you, don't be afraid to give me a good wave or yell at me. And we'll get through this and get you off to enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Steve, can you, there we go. Okay, let me get you lined up. Okay, Steve, we're ready.
All right. Good evening. Luka, can you hear me?
Hold on.
Hello, Luka, are you on there? Can you guys hear me?
We got you.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Steve? Steve?
Okay.
Steve, can you hear us?
Now I can, yes. I think I had my settings wrong. Good evening, Luka. Thanks for joining us this evening. Is everybody good? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. Our first question for Luka Garza comes from Eric Gunderson of the New York Times. Go ahead, Eric.
Hey, Luka. I just had a question about, you guys have come out strong these first couple of games, and obviously you were moving well towards the end of last season as well. I mean, how much does the way that last season ended motivate you to come out strong this season and kind of, get back to what your goals were at the end of last season when the season was canceled?
It definitely motivates all of us, but I think, there's a lot of teams that it does motivate. There were a lot of good teams last year that were in a position to do well in the postseason. So, we're not the only team like that. But, we're filled with motivation. We're just trying to get better every single day, and that's the main focus right now. We played 2 games. We haven't played a Big Ten game yet. We're just trying to win every day and get better and improve. And I think in the second half, we can see some things that we need to do better tonight.
And just one last question. How long do you think it kind of took you to get over the end of last season and kind of that incompleteness that it was last season and before you got into this year?
Yeah, it was definitely very hard, especially, as a team, we worked so hard to put ourselves in a position to make the NCAA tournament and possibly make a run in the Big Ten tournament. So, it was heartbreaking for all of us. And, for me personally, just, I went into the off season and I didn't really have any closure. So I just, went straight to the gym and started working out again. And, it hit me later, like a month later, and I finally took a break and I was like, the season's really over. So, that's kind of what happened. But, now we've been working hard. It's a new year. We got focused. We're focused and we're ready, and we're just improving every single day.
All right, our next question comes from Don Doxey, the Quad City Times. Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, Luka, the first half today, I mean, you really obviously were feeling it. Did they double you less than you expected, or what was going on there that you just, it seemed like you couldn't miss anything?
I think our team was just being really unselfish, moving the ball around. I think they were trying to double at points, and I think we were pushing in transition where they couldn't double. So I think we were just moving the ball around. My teammates threw me some great passes, got me some great spots. And once we reacted to their zone in the second half and we were able to, make some shots, and a couple of guys missed some shots that they normally make, or it would have been, an even better second half for our team. But I think we just, moved the ball around, really well. And, I was able to get some touches. And, whenever I get the ball, I feel like I can score.
All right, thanks, Luka. Our next question comes from Josh Christensen.
With the game that you had today, do you need to tell your teammates that, hey, give me the ball, I'm going to get it every time, or do they? Did it just come to you? What does a game like this flow for you?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think, our team, like I've said many times, is one of the most unselfish groups I've ever been a part of. And, no one's, worried about anything except for scoring the basketball and winning the game. And I think, it's just a flow of game. I didn't say anything to anybody. I think they were just finding me in my spots, and I was open, and I was able to get the ball in a position to score. And, a couple of times I tried to get it back out to them and create some shots on the outside. But, I think that's just how our team is. We're unselfish. We move the ball, and sometimes it's going to be somebody's night, and sometimes it's going to be somebody else's. So I'm just grateful to be a part of a team like this that's that unselfish. But we know we got to be a better defensive rebounding team in the second half, especially. And so we're focused on that and just improving every day.
All right, our next question comes from John Bonenkamp. Go ahead, John.
Luka, what is it like though when you're not missing a shot? What is that like as a player?
I don't even think I realized. I kind of just felt like every shot I took, I should have made. So even the one I missed, I felt like I could have made that shot as well. So I think I have that confidence every time I step on the floor. And I'm a guy who just thinks I can make every shot I take because I practice a lot. When you work hard, you're able to make some shots. And I think, we basketball players, sometimes you have those days where you're just making a lot of shots. But I think, for me, I can, be this efficient. And, that's something I wanted to work on in the off season is just to be more and more efficient. But, I think at the end of the day, I'm just going to play as hard as I can. And whatever happens, happens. I put enough work in to each shot, that when I put it up, I have a strong, feeling that it's going to go in. But, if it doesn't, we're on to the next possession.
All right, Tom Kakert, our next question.
Luka, 2 games in, kind of what's your overall thoughts on your team, and what have you learned about this team in the first 2 games? What's good, what's bad? What do you got to work on?
I think our second half today, we got a little comfortable. We're giving up some offensive rebounds. They had 19 offensive boards, and we can't let that happen. we're going to get beat by teams, if we let them get that many offensive boards. So, for us, that was a big thing in the locker room after the game. It's just to not get comfortable no matter what the lead is, and to continue pushing forward. I think my job as a leader, I got to be a little bit better in that area. Just continue to push our team to make sure we close out games better than we did tonight. But I think there were a lot of good things. I think our group moved the ball well, and I think a couple guys, really shot the ball well tonight. And I think, we got a lot of confident shooters, and the next time a team plays a zone like that against us, we're going to bury them and make a lot more threes. But that's just how the ball bounces. I think we missed some shots today that we can really make, especially from the outside. So I think, as a group, we've done some great things. But there's nothing to be comfortable about. We're 2 games in, and I think those two teams are probably going to win their league. So we definitely are proud of getting out here and taking care of our business, but we know what's coming ahead of us. So we're focused just on getting better every day and seeing every day as an opportunity to improve and reach our potential as a group.
All right, just checking back. Eric, did you have another question for Luka?
No, I'm fine. I just wanted to make sure I've already asked my questions, but thank you,
Okay.
Luka, for answering the ones that you did. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have any further questions for Luka this evening? All right. Thank you, Luka. Congratulations on the win. Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right, Coach. Good evening. Can you hear me okay?
I got you, Steve.
All right, Coach. Congratulations on your 2-0 start. We'll get right to the questions. If you have a question for Coach Fran McCaffery, please raise your hand and we'll make sure to get right to you. Don Doxey, go ahead with your first question.
Yeah, Fran, just have you ever had a player get on a roll the way Luka was in the first half today? I mean, he's been on a roll before, but probably not quite like that one, I would think.
Yeah, I haven't had too many guys get 36 and a half. I mean, I've had guys get on rolls over the years. I mean, certainly his performance at Michigan last year was like that. He had a few like that last year, but that's a big number. I mean, they don't have a lot of size. They like to play a lot of smaller guys and go off the dribble. And Sean rotates a lot of guys. So kudos to our guys to recognize he had it going and really load them up.
Our next question comes from Tom Kakert.
Hey, Fran, 2 games in, what do you kind of globally learned about this team, and where do they need to get better at in the coming weeks?
I thought they handled the game plan really well. I thought they shared the ball, which you always expect from this team. I thought we got a lot of really good performances out of a lot of people. This team keeps coming. They kept coming. So we had to keep playing. But, I think I learned a lot about our depth, our versatility. I'm excited about our young guys. Our veteran guys are doing what we expect, playing with toughness and precision. So, I think we made progress this weekend. We've got to keep getting better.
Our next question comes from John Bonenkamp.
Fran, did you know that Luka hadn't missed a shot in the first half? And what did you think when you saw his overall line for this game?
Yeah, I didn't remember him missing much. What I'm excited about for him, and I've told you guys this, he's been killing the 3-ball, shooting it with confidence. To see him make threes like that, they play the zone, he pops out to the corner, whacks a 3 when we had missed a few possessions in a row, killing it at the free throw line. I mean, they obviously were fouling him because they had a size disadvantage. So he goes down there, either scores or gets fouled, and he makes you pay. So I think more so than the 14 for 15, I'm excited with 3 for 3, 10 for 12. He'd probably tell you the same thing.
Thanks, Coach. Our next question comes from David Eichhold.
Yeah, Fran, Luka post-game mentioned that he felt like the team got a little bit too comfortable in the second half, and he felt like he needed to do a better job of holding the team accountable. As a coach, how do you kind of balance coaching your guys to not be comfortable, but also allowing the team to kind of hold themselves accountable?
Yeah, I think you want them to hold themselves accountable, but you got to be careful, and I was on them. I was on them hard. And it's not because our execution was poor, because it was good. We were missing shots we normally make against that zone. Okay. All right. So really, what was the one thing that upset me? Their offensive rebounding and our lack of offensive rebounding. And we're going to miss shots. We're going to have stretches where we're killing it. We're going to have stretches where we're not making shots. Get to the offensive glass. They had 19, we had 10. We're not supposed to get out rebounded in this game. And it's all at the offensive end. They out rebounded us by 5. They had 9 more offensive rebounds. So I think that was really the one thing that upset me. Defensively, we were fairly solid. We were changing defenses. Could we have been a little tougher at times? Maybe take a charge, maybe. But I wasn't really that upset. I thought our execution was very good. Our ball movement was good. Our offensive shot selection was good. I remember twice in the first half where we shot semi-contested shots, but there were 2 great shooters, so it's not the end of the world. So, I think all in all, I appreciate him saying that. And I think anytime you have that kind of accountability in the locker room, it's better when it comes there than it comes from me.
Tom Kakert.
Fran, Joe Wieskamp goes 4 of 6 from 3. It's a pretty good bounce back game from him, from distance, right?
Yeah, but I think everybody overreacts, which they always do. I mean, the kid was in foul trouble, so his minutes were limited. I was able to play him minutes and put him back in, take him out, rest him, put him back in. You give him the minutes, he's going to make shots. I'm not worried about him at all. He's terrific.
All right. Any further questions for Coach McCaffery?
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Have a good weekend.
You too, Steve.
And next we'll get to Joe Wieskamp as soon as he's ready. All right, Joe, thanks for joining us. We'll go ahead. If you have a question for Joe Wieskamp, please raise your hand. We'll start with Tom Kakert.
Hey, Joe. Your shot was falling more tonight. Did you put in extra work? What went into kind of getting on a roll offensively?
I mean, I have confidence in my shot at all times. Obviously, didn't get off to a great start on Wednesday. Got in foul trouble. Didn't get a lot of opportunities, but just try to come out tonight and be aggressive. Missed a couple shots around the rim that I was disappointed in myself in, and a couple free throws, but the shot felt good.
All right, David Eichholt.
Yeah, Joe, Luka post-game said that he felt like the team was getting a little bit too comfortable in the second half. Was that kind of the same sense that you got? And as a leader on this team, do you think that how important is it for you guys to kind of hold each other accountable in situations like that?
Yeah, I think so. That's something Coach talked about after the game. And obviously, we won by 30. Everyone thinks it's a great game, but these are games that prepare ourselves for, the Gonzaga and Iowa State and North Carolina leading up into the Big Ten season. So we got to really take advantage of these games and get better.
Tom, did you have a follow-up question there?
Yeah, I did. When Luka gets rolling like he was in the first half, is it just fun to kind of sit back and watch him? And what did you think? Did you know he made all of his shots in the first half? Did you know he had 36?
I mean, he's terrific. Obviously, you guys can tell that. He was getting the job done from three. I think he missed one shot all game. So he's a terrific player, and he's going to be like that all season long.
And David, did you have a follow-up?
Yeah, Joe, 2 games in. I mean, what's your kind of take on this team? Where are you guys at right now? Where do you kind of feel like your strengths lie, and where do you guys feel like you need to improve the next few weeks?
Yeah, obviously we got a lot of offensive threats. Defensively, I think we can be a little bit better. I think we need to get a little bit more out of our press, giving up too many layups and open threes out of that. But overall, just learning from these 2 games. I mean, we haven't played in 8.5 months, so getting the rust off a little bit and just preparing ourselves for a great season.
And do I have any further questions for Joe this evening? All right, with that, we'll tell Joe thanks a lot. Everyone, thanks for being here, participating, and we'll talk to you next week. Again, basketball media at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, Steve.